Okay, we're back again. This week I'm going to run through my predictions of this Saturday's pay-per-view or PLE. I'm sorry, I'm from the old school. They were pay-per-views. I used to watch it on the little broken cable channel. I think it was like channel 38. And where you could just hear it and you couldn't see it all scrambled. It was pay-per-view until I was able to afford to pay for them. So sorry, I'm more of a pay-per-view guy, but premium live event this Saturday, Bash in Berlin from Berlin, Germany. I'm actually also binge watching Raw from 1997, as I've mentioned prior, and they actually went to Berlin, Germany in 1997. So it's ironic that that's happening again. So excited about the pay-per-view. I think it's going to be a, kind of a more of a house show than a pay-per-view. I don't think a whole lot's going to transpire. Um, I think we'll get some good matches, and I think we'll get some things to kind of set up things for the future. But I don't expect a whole lot of major changes here. So the first match we have is Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. I guess they're called the Unholy Union. Um, I think this is the one title that'll change hands. So spoiler alert for the rest of the video. Um, I think this is the one title that'll change hands. I think Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair will win back the women's tag team championship here. And because they lost them a few months ago in whatever the last time they were, I guess it was when they were in I can't remember, when they were overseas again, and that was the one championship that was won by the homeland country people. Well, I guess it was in Scotland, when Clash at the Castle. And so I think that's the one title that will change hands. And I think this is ultimately going to lead to the breakup of Bianca and Jade. But it's way too early. So I think you start teasing it, sometime around Survivor Series, and then, they lose the belts, and then boom, come WrestleMania time, we get that big matchup, and Jade finally gets that match that she can really cement herself as a superstar. I know she's been working with Bianca Belair on her in ring and being able to tag beside her on everything. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think the titles will change hands there. I think eventually, who's going to get the titles are going to be that group with Shayna Baszler. I think that group is going to ultimately get the tag team titles and be the ones to dethrone Bianca and Jade, who, again, I think that's going to lead to their demise. The next match we have CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. It's a strap match. We haven't seen a strap match in a while. So in the strap match, you're tied to your opponent, and you've got to hit all four turnbuckles with your opponent strapped to you in order to win the match. So pretty much your opponent's going to be incapacitated. I do believe CM Punk wins this one. He needs a win. And I think that's going to ultimately set up a Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood between him and Drew. I think that's the direction they're going to go. So you're going to be tied 1-1 going into Bad Blood for a Hell in a Cell match, which will be an absolute banger, I believe. So I'm actually looking more forward to Bad Blood and their match there than I am the strap match. I think the strap match, again, is just going to be there. I think it'll be good, but I think it's going to be hard to top the storytelling that they did at SummerSlam, and then kind of the culmination of everything at Bad Blood. I think this is just going to be sandwiched in the middle, and it's not going to be as compelling of a matchup. But good match nonetheless. I don't think these two have a bad match in them, but again, I'm looking forward to what's next for the two. Then next we have the mixed tag team match with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan and Dominique Mysterio. This one, I think I think the heels have to win somehow, some way. I think Judgment Day is going to come in and interfere and secure that win. I think Dominique's going to get the pinfall over Damian Priest, which will, likely lead to, but it'll probably be because Finn Balor interferes, which is going to end up leading to Damian Priest and Finn Balor at Bad Blood. But then you're also going to have Dominic Mysterio being able to say, "Hey, I pinned former world champion Damian Priest." He's also gotten wins over his dad, who's also another former champion. So I think it's going to add to his resume that he is, knocking down all of these former world champions, including his dad. So I think that's what's going to happen there. I think you want to protect Rhea from getting pinned again by Liv because there's still money to be made on those two, which we'll probably see another match between those two at Bad Blood. Hopefully Rhea gets the title back. Although I believe it may tell a better story if Liv continues on with the championship. Then we got our two world championship matches. First one being Gunther versus Randy Orton, which I believe, Randy Orton has been kind of the first champion's opponent for most like entry level champions. So I consider an entry level champion like this is your first go round as a world champion. So if you remember, Kofi Kingston had Randy Orton as opponent early. That was an early feud for him. Same thing with Jinder Mahal. So he's kind of like the new champion starter kit. So boom, you're gonna plug him in there. So I think he's a great opponent. He's creditable. He's credible. Also with the backstory of what happened at King of the Ring, I think that's going to play a huge factor into the storytelling of this match. But I do think Gunther comes off with a clean win here over Randy Orton, which I don't know bodes too well for Randy Orton because I think ultimately we're going to see Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes down the road, which is going to tell an amazing story. But and not that Gunther's not a credible challenger. I mean, we know Gunther's a great champion. And it's not, there's really no knock on you for losing to Gunther, but I like keeping the mystique on Orton to where he's come back so physically imposing, like he's in the best shape of his career. So it would be nice to see him maybe lose via some sort of chicanery or foolishness, but Gunther doesn't typically win that way. So and I do think, for Gunther's credibility, they want to get him a clean win over Randy Orton, especially after what happened at King of the Ring. And then finally, we have Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. This feud has zero heat. I do believe Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes is definitely leaving Bash at Berlin as the champion. I do believe what will happen here is I believe we're going to get some sort of Kevin Owens heel turn or a hint at a heel turn. And that may lead to maybe another match at Bad Blood or something else down the road. But I do think this is going to lead to a Kevin Owens heel turn, which I think will be refreshing. To be quite honest with you, I would almost rather a Cody Rhodes heel turn. I think it would be more interesting for Cody. I know they're not going to do it because they're selling too much merch with Cody right now. And, everybody's having, a blast singing the theme song and all that. But for his character and for his run, I think it would be more impactful for him to turn heel. But I know they're not going that route, so let's not even go there. I think, again, Cody Rhodes is going to go over, and I believe it's going to be either some sort of Kevin Owens heel turn at the end, which would be a great ending to the pay-per-view, or some sort of hinting towards a heel turn, and then maybe he turns on SmackDown. But I think that's what's coming, guys. So let me know in the comments what your predictions are for Bash in Berlin. I could be way off. In fact, I hope I am. When things are unpredictable, makes for really good television for the most of the time. Some things need to be predictable to make it make sense. But let me know what you think. I think it'll be one of those premium live events. I want to say it's that force of habit to say pay-per-view. I think it's going to be a B level PLE, but even B level PLEs have been very, very good over the past year and a half or so. So I am a little scared that there's no bloodline in this to really add that next level of cinema to it. But I think you'll be okay. Some good matches here overall. Even the ones that don't have heat on them, we know that they're going to deliver in the ring. So good stuff. We'll talk next time. Later.